today the theme seems to be, this doesn't come from a question, really more from some self-reflection, to be honest with you. But this is really about, the topic could be, you find what you look for. Today, I'm headed back to the office now. This will be for the second time because I left my bag at home, got to the office and had nothing. So really pulling out the A game today. So turned around, went back, got my bag. Now I'm headed back to the office. But I was not, I wouldn't say frustrated, but I was like, man, this really kind of puts me behind on time. I obviously didn't plan very well. And of course, that's when I noticed somebody that, it didn't really cut me off, but I'll say cut me off just because that sounds more dramatic and makes the point better. But, and of course that was, frustrating. And then somebody else I guess I was driving too slow for them, and they whip around me. And so there I was getting my little feelings hurt. And, for some reason that bothered me. And so now I don't have my bag. I'm headed back home. People are cutting me off. I mean, what's going on, right? So I'm getting frustrated, and I tell clients this a lot, that you're going to find what you look for. And if you're looking for an excuse to have a bad day, if you put those glasses on, you're going to find it, and you're going to see people that are not very kind. You're going to see people that are going to cut you off. It's not really cutting you off usually, but you're going to find those things. And I think that's kind of what I was doing. That's a perfect example. I mean, just because I'm a counselor doesn't mean I do this stuff right all the time. I think the only difference in me and the clients that I deal with is a lot of times is that I get uncomfortable when I start feeling that way and start operating out of, I don't know, anger or frustration. I mean, it's uncomfortable to me now. It's not good for me. So another thing I tell clients is that, if you can simplify your life, things like this don't seem to creep up. So time management, I mean, that's an obvious, adulting behavior. Maybe that's why sometimes I'm not real good at it. But I tell them, that the next day starts the night before. So start making a plan. Know what you're waking up to. Know what you're going to do. Go happen to the day. Don't let the day happen to you. Another saying. So have a plan and know what you're doing. Have a system in place. Simplify that system so that you don't have, you're not every morning running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and then wondering why you're stressed or why you're agitated, and it's 9 in the morning. There's really no reason for it. So kind of simplifying that process. But I can almost always go back to, like today, perfect example again. The days that I start feeling that way, or I become a victim, that's always a good one, when people want to become a victim, the victim mentality, and I'm no different. But when you are not prepared for that and things start to happen, you're creating that situation for yourself. And I can always go back to those days and those times, like this morning, when I feel that way. And I didn't do the things. I'm not spiritually fit right now. I'm not, you probably say mentally and emotionally fit, some would say. But I didn't, there's no meditation this morning. There was no prayer. There was no journaling. There was nothing. None of the things that I know to work and that I suggest to people that I do. And then, guess what? Life started happening. And it frustrated me. And I think everybody goes through that. But I think we have to kind of check in with ourselves occasionally when we're feeling that way and think, man, how, is this doing any good for me right now? To be frustrated and viewing the world as something negative and waiting for something to happen to me, because it's going to. I mean, you're going to have something happen to you today. So change the perspective of the day. Look at it a little more positively. If you're not, and if you feel like you are kind of at your wits end and it's not even noon yet, kind of ask yourself, what have I done to take care of myself today? Have I done anything? And if you haven't, if you're not, if you don't know much about meditation, journaling, that sort of thing, or don't have a prayer life, something like that, check into that, because those actually are. I mean, they're almost cliche and things that you expect, somebody to tell you, but that's for a reason. It works. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I'm going to back into my parking spot here while I'm talking. So this is pretty high-end production value, but wanted to just kind of reach out and try to add some value to your day. Hope your day's great. Take a minute to love yourself, love somebody else, and if you come up with questions that you want to send to me, Brian at onelifetreatment.com is a good way, or Facebook at One Life Treatment. There's a Facebook page I have there, and you can messenger me. You can post on there, and I'll address it. So because I find a lot of times that the things I talk with people about, they say, oh, well, I also struggle with that, or my family member also struggles with that. So if you have those things, you want me to give my 2 cents. It's not that I'm the expert on everything, but I can give you some perspective and maybe add some value to your life. So look forward to hearing those questions. Talk to you soon.